Welcome, race fans, to PTR TV. It's week 13, and well, we are just going absolutely crazy here tonight on PTR TV. We are having fun with the new iRacing update. Obviously, we have day-night transitions, and well, we have night racing everywhere now. We don't necessarily have it here at Martinsville. So what have we done? We have we've taken the Camping World trucks out here, and we've taken the Cadillac CTS-Vs. They are using their headlights to illuminate this Martinsville Speedway as best as possible. And we're going to have about a 45-lap makeshift race here under the, if you want to call it, under the lights here tonight. It's just going to be myself, Corey Silva, giving the calls here tonight. Joe Chris is behind the scenes. He's actually going to be one of the lights on the racetrack right now. So again, the Martinsville Night Showdown, we're calling it. So obviously it's going to be something that no one has ever heard of before, no one has ever done, and that's what's going to make it fun. And it is a task on iRacing's end to work on these headlights to get them a little more illuminating, because it is rather dark out there, but these guys are going to do the best they can. So just as a vague rundown of how this is going to work, we're going to do a 45-lap race. These guys are just about to take the grid, and as you can see, you can't. So what's basically going to happen here, folks, is these guys are going to line up here onto the grid right now, and when they line up on the grid, they're going to take the formal green flag. When they take the green flag, the Cadillacs are going to take control. They're going to get into their positions. When they get into their positions and light up this track as best as they can, the trucks are going to go at it, and they're going to have a 45-lap race here at Martinsville. And we're waiting to see how it's going to be. Obviously, it's rather bright right now. It's not going to stay that way. You can definitely see on that front straightaway it has gotten rather illuminated, but once they spread out, the dimness is going to set in, and these guys are just going to do the best they can to drive these trucks around this Martinsville Speedway. And I've done some laps in it, and by all means, this is nuts. It is just so much fun, though. So we're gonna see how this works, and if it doesn't work, well, this is week 13, guys. We're having fun, so just let's just go along for the ride, and we'll see how this operates. Right now, I'm trying to figure out who got the pole in the system. I really don't think it did happen, but as we go towards the front of the field right now, I can see Brandon Krutz up there. A couple other Cadillacs up front of the field right now. These guys are doing their best to, again, get into order, get into position. And when they get into position, then they're going to take set. And Kyle Hare, who from SimTV, who is actually one of the lights on the track, is going to give us a little bit of insight as to what they are doing right now.
Yeah, so we're just getting set up before the race starts here, and we're going to clear black flags after the race begins, but we thought it's probably better just to have the race start naturally, so we're getting set up right now. And we've got lights on the inside of turn 2, and light on the front straight. I believe there's one in turn 3 as well, so just getting ourselves set up to get the best possible lighting experience that we can for these guys.
All right, so are we going green this time by, Kyle? Are they going to hold it?
I'm pretty sure we're going green this time by.
All right, and I think the pole sitter is Evan Black. I'm not quite positive on that. It does look like he is in the number 3 machine to the inside. I think that's 3. It's Adam de Blasio from the Integrity Racing League, Frank Hartley, Brandon Krutz, Cody Tabor, who Hardline Racing League. You'll see Kyle Hare broadcasting that just in a little bit. And it's about a 7-truck field, about 6 quote-unquote track lights that we do have, and these guys are getting in position right now at Martinsville, trying to, again, we've kind of done some testing with this and figured out the best places to be on the track to use the every ounce of light possible to make this place light up for these guys. So that's what's going on right now. Kyle is not going to be able to stay in the booth with me. He's going to have a very fixed position right here off of turn number 2. This is his view. He'll have a bird's eye view of these guys as they exit corner number 2. He's given that illumination down the back straightaway. Then he has someone right behind him who is illuminating the back straightaway. That is Simon Thorns. Actually, Simon Thorns is in turn 4. Obviously, I can't see very much as the commentator right now, so this is making life difficult, but it's going to be a good time. And Kyle has the inside information, I believe, so looks like everyone's stabilized.
I have about as much information as you do, so here we go.
All right, so we'll wait for Adam de Blasio, who I believe to be the pole sitter right now. He is at least ready to take this pole. Let's take this lead. Evan Black to his outside, and well, this may be the best idea I've ever had. This may be the worst idea I've ever had. I'm honestly not quite sure of that, but I mean, going back to the early days of iRacing when debris was first able to go onto the racetrack, so you were able to kick dirt up onto the surface. What did everybody do? Everybody went to Oxford Plains, and everybody went and kicked dirt on the track and made a makeshift dirt track 2, 3, 4 years before we had the real thing. There's see one of the Cadillacs trying to get into better position right there, but on that same vein, obviously Martinsville in the sim and as many other oval tracks don't have the lights modeled in. We don't actually have the poles here on this version of iRacing to have that proper illumination, so I'd say we're the first ones to hack the system, if you will, and again, eager to get these guys rolling. I see they are rolling. I'm assuming they're going to do one pace lap. We'll see if that is the case.
Yeah, Corey, they were just waiting to get one more Cadillac in position here. So that was why they were stopping waiting.
All right, so it does look like we have 5 trucks. I thought we had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have 5 trucks and 7 lights, so they are going to throw manual caution at halfway to get these guys wound back up to see what's going to go on and to see these guys want to take tires. And well, I'm going to have to imagine getting into the pits is going to be a rather difficult scenario, and well, a lot of stuff's going to be a difficult scenario right now. These guys are headed down the back stretch, and you can see, well, I guess you could see because you can't see as they head into turn 3. There's some illumination going on these guys, and I think Adam de Blasio in the 3 is going to be the one to get this race underway, as we're waiting to get the green flag and to see if these guys take off. And not the case as of yet.
So, Corey, it sounds like the pace car is pulled in, but we never got the green flag. So I think the timing and scoring doesn't like what we're doing, and it's going to take a little while to get this sorted out.
Yeah, we may have to have the Cadillacs remove themselves from their positions and take the formal green flag, or maybe this might just be permanently dark. I mean, I'm sorry, permanently under yellow if that's the case, and we'll just have to go for it. So, kind of a scoring error, a little bit of scoring error. If that is the case, then we'll see what these guys want to do, and if we do continue the stream, hopefully they are able to, as they come through 4, there is no illumination through turn 4 right there. I think one of the Cadillacs is out of position. They're trying to see, actually, if the Cadillacs run a lap or so, if that kicks the race into green. Hopefully we have not permanently glitched the server. So I think that is what's happening now, and obviously as the trucks, they are completely blind, no pun intended, they are completely blindsided right now.
Yep, Corey, we're just trying to get the green flag come out by trying to take the green flag, so we're getting all the Cadillacs moving here.
So hopefully that does do what it needs to do. Pace car was in. We're trying to get everyone crossed the stripe. And if that doesn't work, then we may be cutting this short, but Sometimes when you try to cheat the system, I guess, you get bit for it, apparently. Pace car is in, but the green flag never did come out. So we're just waiting to see if one of these times that they go by, if they are able to get a green. If they are not, then maybe we'll just have these guys park and run a manual race. We'll see what we can do. Doesn't look like the green flag's going to come out. I think we did get ourselves into a scoring glitch, unfortunately. So while this situates, I'm going to go and talk to the guys and see what we can figure out. Actually, Kyle's up here.
Yeah, so I think the timing and scoring is totally borked, so we're just going to go for it and just race. We're not going to count laps or anything, so we're just going to get back in position.
All right, so that's what the deal is, and maybe we will try to keep track of laps, or Kyle talk to them. Maybe if they can keep track, maybe we'll do a 10-15 lap run and do what we got to do.
Yeah, I guess we could count how many times the cars go by. That might work.
Yeah. So we'll try, actually, maybe if whoever is parked in turn 4, have them just count how many times the leader goes by, and if you can even tell the leader. See, we're not going to have any kind of telemetry right now. But so they're going for it. We're gonna makeshift this. We're just doing this old-fashioned style. Back in the day when there was no timing and scoring, everything was done by hand. So that's what we're doing right now. And as people in YouTube chat are mentioning right now, we don't have lights at Martinsville. Day-night transition came out on iRacing, but tracks that do not have a night version enabled, tracks that don't have a night lights programmed into the sim, the world will get dark, but there's nothing to illuminate. It wasn't programmed in the case of Martinsville. The lights aren't physically in this version. The lights just came into Martinsville Speedway in 2017. So they're not here in the sim. We do have an older version, so it's midnight here in the sim. Obviously no lights, so we have our own version of the headlights, and we're just going to keep manual track of this race, show you guys what it does look like to run these trucks at night. And something that we are tweaking with at various tracks to see if we can makeshift this, if we can get large enough fields, and if we can get enough lights, get enough people to offer to be quote-unquote the lights, you can actually get these tracks rather illuminated, and iRacing is working on getting the headlight system better, which will even make that experience easier. So I'm just waiting for final clarification on what cars need to get in place. And thanks for the patience to everyone. I mean, I want to watch this as bad as you guys do, so thanks for the patience, everybody, as Kyle is back.
Yep, okay, so we're going to do a 20-lap sprint race, and we're going to have, I believe Simon's going to be counting the laps here, so 20 laps to the end, and we're going to have one pace lap, and we'll be going green. All
right, so we will do the best we can to have that, or perhaps Kyle, if he's able to, can pop up and give us the countdown, because I'll be calling the action. Might be hard to keep track of the laps.
Yep, I'll give you some lap updates every couple laps and keep you guys in touch.
All right, so that sounds good. So again, here we are at, it was already a makeshift situation that we were doing, and now we've taken it to the next level because, well, timing and scoring is off. I mean, I could bring the ticker on just for the fun of it, but it's not going to actually amount to anything because we don't have live data with the glitches that have came through. So just for the sake of having stuff on screen, I'm going to pull it up, and we'll be able to pull some driver graphics up as time goes on. But this is what it is, folks. We're racing kind of under the lights at Martinsville Speedway, and it's going to be Adam de Blasio in the 3 leading him down. He is going to get them underway here tonight. And Evan Black to the outside, coming off of corner number 4. He's on the loud pedal. We're racing at Martinsville. into corner number 1, into the dark. Evan Black sails it in on the outside. Loose to the inside is de Blasio. Exits corner number 2. They're going to be side by side down the backstretch. Black and de Blasio. Frank Hartley Jr. sails it into corner number 3. Brandon Krutz right behind him in 4th as they head into some slight darkness off of 4. They're still side by side. And Evan Black will take the lead off the outside as we head through 1 and 2. And head down the back straightaway. Adam de Blasio, a multiple-time champion in some various leagues this year. We're going to do a little bit of work on our end here to try and artificially brighten this up for you guys at home to be able to see what's going on. Just to get a little bit better view, because it is just that dark out right now. Actually, I'm not quite sure if I like that. I'm going to move it back to where it was. Trying to manually adjust some stuff. Actually, that might do it right there. A little bit more gamma, in the picture has brightened it up just a little bit so we can see a little bit more of what's going on. Adam de Blasio hits the curb. Perhaps couldn't see where he was going. That's a strong possibility. Heads down into corner number 3. He's running that high line. You can just go on board with him very quickly, and you can see. Well, you can see what he can't, which is, at this point, a whole bunch of stuff. He heads into 3. Evan Black overshoots his mark. You can see how dark it is off of 2. You can't see the apex, but they're headed down the back straightaway into corner number 3.
There'll be flashing headlights at halfway for you, Corey.
Thank you very much.
You're no problem.
And just as someone just mentioned in chat, this was my idea. I'm a bozo, but I think these guys are having fun right now. And Adam de Blasio struggling with that truck. Evan Black starting to pull away at this point, and Frank Hartley Jr. in the 3rd spot, right behind de Blasio, cruising in on that number 25 machine. Cody Tabor is not taken to the racetrack, so he is in the pit. So it is just these 4 guys. Brandon Krutz on the racetrack right now, quite a ways back, and he is turning some smooth laps, so he's doing what he needs to do. Just does not have the pace of the front 3 right now. So right now it is still Evan Black leading this race, and Adam de Blasio in 2nd, and I just came up with a crazy idea for stage number 2 as de Blasio sails it on in there. I just came up with a crazy idea. Let's see if these guys go with it. But we'll see that at the stage. They head into corner number 1. Evan Black holds the position, washes up the track, looks to the inside is de Blasio off of 2. They head down the backstretch. I think de Blasio is going to send it on in there. Yes, he is. They're flashing the headlights. That's halfway right now. Hits the curb is de Blasio off of 2. Into the wall is Evan Black. Halfway, denoted by Simon Thorns flashing his headlights for us. And it looks like de Blasio is going to sail it off in there into 3. Can't quite get the grip. Hartley is dropping off just a little bit off these guys, but he is staying within striking range in case anything happens. You can see the car parked to the inside and 1. That illuminates corner number 1. We head down the back stretch. We have 2 cars, one facing backwards, illuminating 2, and one trying to illuminate the back straightaway. Black hits the curb. That throws him off, kills some momentum. But still, de Blasio not able to gain any more time. And I will wait for Kyle to come into the booth with us and give us a little bit of an announcement. But I want to see for the remainder of these race, all of these guys racing together, Cadillacs and trucks together. Cadillacs may actually be able to light the track better when they are racing with the trucks. We'll see if these guys want to do that.
We will also flash the headlights with 1 lap to go, Corey.
Kyle, we have a community vote. We want to have all the caddies in the 2nd stage race with the trucks.
All right, 10-4, I'll pass on the word.
All right, I'm the boss of the channel. I guess that worked a lot easier than I thought it was, so we're waiting for the next set of flash. That's going to be the halfway break. And now look at the sparks kicking up there as de Blasio. Look at the brakes glowing. You could really see them here in this absolute pathetically darkness here at Martinsville. And they head into corner number 1. There's some illumination. Now we can see what's going on. You can see de Blasio trying to do high-low, trying to get that approach and he's going to have the run down the back straightaway. These guys are putting on a phenomenal race in absolute darkness. It's midnight here on iRacing right now, the way that this is modeled in the 24-hour night cycle. There's no light whatsoever. The sun's not going to come out for another 5.5 hours. So all that we have for lighting is these Cadillac CTS-Vs here tonight, and here comes to the inside is de Blasio. He's going to sail it side by side. There's side by side racing here in the pitch black. Here he comes to the inside. He's going to take the lead. Can Black do a crossover? Can he sail it in on the outside? He's going to take it on the outside. He's going to try his best to stay up there. He can't do it, but he's going to be behind. Is he going to give him the bumper? Is he going to do that? He's going to go right to the back bumper. He's going to touch him just a little bit into the curb. Is de Blasio gets a little bit loose, but Evan Black actually lost more positions off of that, lost more time rather. So now de Blasio is going to have a lead, but obviously with this minimal lighting, it's very easy to make a mistake. So we'll see if de Blasio is able to pull away, and of course waiting for clarification of the end of this stage. There he come into 1 and 2. Black gets right to the back bumper. De Blasio gets loose. Evan Black gets loose. He's right there. We're waiting for the lights to flash. That will denote the end of the race. Brandon Krutz, we just got asked. He is well off the pace here on the back straightaway. He's in 4th. Frank Hartley has dropped off from these guys. He has lost contact with them, but he is currently running in 3rd of these guys, and I see lights flashing, which denotes that this stage is coming to an end. Contact between Black and de Blasio. They're going to come to a stop. Are they going to Richard Pettit? Is Hartley going to get it? Frank Hartley is going to get the stage as Black and de Blasio wreck in 3 and 4. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go on instant replay and try to see what happened. This good old-fashioned Martinsville right there. He sent it on in there. And I'm, of course, assuming that that is the end of the stage. But I was told it was by the headlights. There he was into the corner. He stopped. He didn't want to wreck him that way, so he came to a dead stop. And I think that was Simon Thorns with the perfect view of that. And there comes Hartley to the outside. Yeah, and here they are. And we'll drag Kyle up. I think Kyle may have to leave after this because he does have a broadcast in just a little bit. All right, Kyle, I know I think you may have to leave for your broadcast, but that was the end of it, and Frank Hartley was the one that got that from what I saw.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I'm glad you reminded me.
But so Hartley did get it, and now before you leave, so with all these guys are pitting if they choose to, and we are going to have caddies versus trucks to finish this race out. Am I correct?
That is correct, and I'm glad you reminded me again about the broadcast because I would have forgotten.
Yeah, I don't want to have you miss that, so thanks for everything that you did to help us out and for joining us, and well, if we do another one of these, I'm sure you'll be on my list of people to contact.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys, and enjoy the race.
All right, so I'm going to drag my colleague Brandon Krutz into the booth.
Stay there.
Hello, Mr. Brandon.
Hello.
So obviously you were on track there for that segment, and what was it like actually trying to race in these conditions?
It was interesting for sure. Thank you, Jordan Ashland, for asking why I was going so slow, by the way. I saw that. No, it was interesting for sure. It was like driving on a poorly lit short track. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, you know, you get so used on these asphalt tracks and driving in, like, the stadium lighting and stuff, and, I don't know. It was cool. It was. I think the most interesting thing about it is that you start to get into your rhythm, and even though some of the parts on this track are still like pitch black, you just start to hit your marks, and you do it over and over. And especially when I've raced this track so much, and you just kind of know where everything is.
Yeah. So just to reiterate, since you have the on-track knowledge right now, we are doing caddies versus trucks to end this one out.
Yep, so by request, we're doing caddies versus trucks now, and this should be interesting.
And how many laps are we doing?
That's a good question.
I'd say we do 15 laps, just because I don't know how much time we have left to the server, and I don't want to run this too late, so maybe do 15 laps, and if you can have one of the light cars, maybe the one in turn 4, flash with 2 to go, and then quickly flash with 1 to go. That way we would know what's going on.
Sure.
All right. So, as you can tell, we're makeshifting this. Thanks, Brandon. I'll let you get back into the driver's seat. So, yes, these guys are going to be getting this going. Trucks and the caddies are going to be racing together, and we're going to have our colleague in turn number 4 flash the headlights with 2 to go, and then they'll flash the headlights for the white flag, and that'll be our denotion that this race is coming to an end. So I know as much as you guys do right now, so guys who may be joining the broadcast right now, that we are racing Martinsville at night. We are using the illumination from these Cadillacs to see and navigate around this racetrack here tonight. And well, iRacing scoring didn't like what we were doing, and it didn't necessarily go to plan. So we broke the scoring. The race never actually took an official green flag, so this is all just racing for fun. We're testing out the build. We're testing out what happened with well, what goes on with the new day-night model, testing out the lighting model to, I guess, its maximum capacity, trying to see how much we can illuminate on a speedway and making this track visible, because again, this is midnight. It's, I mean, at this point probably 12:30 a.m. Martinsville time. Well, in the sim you can see it's pitch black, so the only light, if these caddies were not here, you could not see at all where you're going. You could not see. So the only light that is provided right now to race with is off the headlights of these Cadillacs right now. So the Cadillacs are lining up. Some of them are lining up behind, some of them are lining up in the middle, and all of them that choose to are going to line up here, and we're going to get this going. Looks like a couple of them may be stagnant off. One of them stagnant off at 2. So it looks like only 2 of them is going to join. That's Mitch Brown, Glenn Bowen in the pits. See if he comes in and joins. I think that's Simon Thorns in turn 2. That is going to be our, well, rather Simon Thorns in turn 4 rather is going to, oh no, he's on track. So we're just going to have to keep as close of track of this as possible. Wait for them to flash the lights, because that's going to be the end of this race, is when they flash the lights. Scoring is broken. We had a 45-lap race plan. Scoring broke, so we are just completely improvising this. And, well, the track looks a lot brighter now with these guys out there and the caddies racing with them. Obviously, the light is going to now be following rather than stationary. We do still have Kaz Bedford in the pits. We have Glenn Bowen in the pits. I don't know if they are doing that intentionally or if they had to get a fast repair for some damage. Not quite sure what's going on, but it's kind of the theme of the night. So Frank Hartley Jr., he got that stage win, and he's going to take the green flag here at Martinsville, head off into turn number 1, and that's the best visibility he's had all night heading into corner number 1, and Evan Black behind him, Adam de Blasio behind. These are the top 3 trucks. How are these Cadillacs going to fare in a multi-class live action situation? That's what we're going to have to figure out. We have Simon Thorns on track. We have Mitch Brown on track. Mitch Brown into the inside wall. And remember, if these Cadillacs, now that they're racing, huge crash. If these Cadillacs fall too far behind, this is the only light that these guys are racing with right now. So if these Cadillacs get too far behind them, look at, they cannot see where they're going. They need the light of these Cadillacs, so they need Mitch Brown to stay close enough, or hopefully some of these other drivers to get back onto the track. You'd see the drivers in the pits. They still are providing illumination, and we have that driver off corner number 2 who is providing some illumination. But Frank Hartley still leading this race in just absolute nothingness. Evan Black trying to pass Mitch Brown, who I think has backed off for the purpose of illumination. And now de Blasio to the inside of Hartley off of corner number 2. They are side by side, I think. Yes, they still are side by side. Hartley will run that curb, and Mitch Brown gets loose. That's the light source. The light source has gotten loose. Now Black goes to the outside. And now this is going to send de Blasio and Hartley into complete and utter darkness down the back straightaway and into turn 3. And you can see how high de Blasio, well out of the groove. He can't see. Hartley had a better run. He saw where he was going. Now Frank Hartley gets to the back bumper. Hartley looking to the inside and won. Hartley right on that curb, got a little bit loose. Now Mitch Brown using that Cadillac. It might have a little more power. It might be better off. Now Mitch Brown, he's going to look to the inside of Hartley. Hartley goes well high out of the groove, hit the wall, maybe just didn't have enough visibility to do so. Now the question is going to be, does Mitch Brown pass de Blasio? Because if Mitch Brown passes de Blasio, these guys are screwed. They're not going to be able to see. This is what Adam de Blasio is using for light. And now Evan Black, he doesn't have a source of light. He's just using the minimal light that is in front of him. And now here comes Mitch Brown looking to get by Adam de Blasio. This is the side-by-side truck versus Cadillac battle right now, down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Adam de Blasio is going to be on the outside, lose the spot to Mitch Brown, and now he's going to use a little bit of light from Mitch Brown to see where he's going. You look in the rear view mirror, and, well, there's not much light to be found. Evan Black sends it in there full song, loses some time. And now Brandon Krutz in the 93 to the inside. Now Adam de Blasio goes to the outside. This is going a lap down for Brandon Krutz. And again, I have no reference whatsoever of how many laps are left right now. And, well, I can just about barely see where we're going right now as we head into corner number 1. Brandon Krutz off the lead lap. De Blasio leading the race of the trucks. Mitch Brown leading the race of the overall standings right now. And we have lost some of the lights. You can see Glenn Bowen still in the pits. Kaz Bedford's still in the pits. Not sure what's going on. Joe Chris, our behind-the-scenes guy, running on the back straightaway right now. And see as we do come off of corner number 2. De Blasio sails it off in there. Again, I don't understand how he sees. I do not understand how he knows where he's going right now. This is absolutely incredible. You can see a little bit of light here just from the guys in the pits. That's just illuminating 1 and 2, just enough to be able to see. We'll go in the actual cockpit right now. And there's Mitch Brown as he exits 2. This is his view of 3 and 4. Hi, I can't see. Oh, and he can't see either. Big wiggle. And we're just going to drag somebody up here now. All right, live in the booth, guys. How many laps are left right now?
2 laps left, Corey.
2 laps left.
We're coming up to lap 14 and we're on 15.
All right, Glenn Bowen's last moment. All right, live commentary from TeamSpeak now with the driver chat. We're coming to the white flag lap.
I can't see anything.
I can see just fine.
I hope you guys know where you're going, because I don't.
Live commentary right now from the drivers as they
We're
go on the white flag.
Coming to the white flag. White flag. White flag. Flashing for white flag.
I don't know who's behind me. Oh, hi, Frank. Oh, my God, there's a wall.
Yeah, this is the white flag. Slight driver delay there. Slight delay from the spectator side, but you can see how little. And I don't know. I think that Evan Black may have the lead right now. I'm not entirely sure, but we were told this is the white flag lap. And he's going to send it off into 3 and 4 contact. He sent it on in there, but it's not over. Here he comes to the inside. Evan Black, Frank Hartley to the outside. And I think Evan Black got it. Again, I think because, well, I couldn't see. And that is obviously the generic theme of the night. And, well, this instant replay doesn't do that much for us because we can't see. But this is turn 2 right now. And we're trying. You can see, he says it. He's absolutely Joey Laguna. He got Kenseth there, did Evan Black. But he hit the crossover off the inside. You get to see the illumination off the trucks. They came to the stripe, and I think it was Evan Black. So, it looks like it was Evan Black, so...
You got something to drink, you should be good.
Guys, so I'm not going to do formal interviews because why the hell would I? So, Evan, did you win?
I brought home the class win. Mitch Brown got the overall win, but for the trucks, I won.
Mitch, you won for the Cadillac. Oh, Frank, you won stage 1, so talk about that experience we saw as you took that win.
Oh, they just kept pulling away from the beginning, and somebody slipped up, and I was just right there to take advantage in the last corner.
I think the slip up was me being underneath Adam, and he had no idea I was there because my truck's black.
Yeah, so I definitely capitalized with the VR advantage, I think. Special thanks to Oculus Rift there for helping me with the victory today.
And then stage 2, obviously, we didn't have a full field of Cadillac, so you only had 2 cars out there. I mean, this is to whoever wants to answer it, really. You only had 2 cars out there providing illumination while driving, a couple guys stagnant on the track. So what was it like when Mitch Brown took the lead and your light was now too far in front of you to actually be useful?
That's why Evan caught me, because
it was fine for me. I could see just fine.
Yeah, I was following the tailgate of Evan, hoping he knew where he was going, and I knew Adam didn't know where he was going, so.
Yeah, I definitely ended up in the grass a couple of times without lighting.
I'm on a monitor, so I don't have that VR advantage that apparently you guys have.
For the fans at home, the Oculus Rift, the virtual reality headset, it doesn't have as dark of black lighting on the screen as a monitor would, so there is a little bit of an advantage. Not a ton, but you kind of can see where you're going a little bit better in VR. A couple VR drivers in the room. So, well, this is everyone. This is PTR TV bringing you an absolute crazy broken race, but we showcased the day-night transitions off, and it was really fun to watch. Hope everyone who did tune in, thanks for the patience of all the issues we had. So this is Corey and everybody in this race signing out.
It was a hoot.
It was fun.
Have a great night, everyone, and we will catch you next time.
Woo! Critique. What transition did we have? It was pitch black all night.